All right. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Oh, okay. You can hear me. Okay. All right. So let us begin. We have a calendar, a double calendar in Apple. We still have 66 days to go. We have a calendar at 135 and sort of a diagonal at 150, 145. We have 3 days remaining here. So we roll this forward. And as soon as we do that, our deltas will go positive. Right now it's minus 1.57. And hopefully we'll get filled. Then we have zoom. And zoom is going all over the place. Delta positive in Apple. So zoom, we have 350, 400 calendars, and now it's at 420. This is a long-term calendar, so that's good. So we will roll this forward. Actually, this is what I want to show you something. We will roll this one forward, the 400 calendar. And we will now look at the chart. And this is where it is at. And if it gets above this red bar here, where could it go? I'm saying it'll go up by at least 20, 25 points, give or take. So right now it's at 420. So we could literally go to 440 and add a calendar. So let's do that first. Oh, hold on. Let's bring this guy back here. So 350, 400, and 450. We have 19th Feb and 18th June.
Hello, Himanshu.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, could I just ask a quick question about allocation?
Sure.
Interesting that you're adding the third, a triple calendar here. Would you advocate, and recommend a sort of planned capital approach is
Always,
used?
yes.
So you would say to yourself, okay, I'm going to trade Zoom, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to give myself a ceiling of a maximum, and you trade within that?
The majority of the time, yes. Sometimes when the markets are moving very fast, then you may, like for you, and usually that is on the downside. When the markets are moving fast, they are usually moving down. And that is the time when I will say, you know what, there is no way I'm going to be able to get out of something. So I'm just going to add one more calendar.
Right.
But those are very rare cases, like 2008. During the coronavirus, those 17 days, trust me, you probably didn't get filled in any calendars at all, at least the roles. So I just added one more at the end, keep on adding. And it doesn't really matter. The fun part is that if you have a tent which looks like a triangle, or if you have a tent that looks like an actual tent, or It's a tent that looks like those old circus tents where you had multiple, what is the word I'm looking for? Uh, Multiple flaps, so to speak. Or you can call it a tent that looks like the Denver airport. If you've ever been there, then you would know what I'm talking about. But really, it doesn't matter. You can have 6 calendars, you can have 10 calendars. Because if you think that something is going to move up big time and move down big time, all you have to do is keep on adding calendars until it eventually stops and keeps on moving to the other side. And that is when your calendars will start making you money.
So in terms of a capital allocation, you could divide whatever you want to allocate into thirds, I suppose, couldn't you, to give you?
Yes, correct. And
Right.
most of the time, that is what I do, usually in thirds.
I see.
But as I said, sometimes if the market is moving fast, then you might have to go a little above your usual allocations.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is life in general anyway, so no
Sure.
big deal.
Yeah, understood. Thanks very much.
No problems. So 350, did we get filled on this? 400 we got filled. 350, we will roll this forward as well. And we are getting a measly 40 cents. That's when you know that it ain't worth it anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bail out of this completely. When we do this, our delta, which is right now at minus 34, is going to go up. And we will wait this out and go to the next one in the meantime. So we have a calendar at 37. Actually, we have a diagonal at 3700, 3750. And we have a calendar, also diagonal, at 3850 and 3950. We only have 7 days remaining here. This $33 is down to 2. This 9.2 is at 10.1. We still have 7 days left. So we will leave this as it is. We are still not getting filled on Zoom. So we'll wait. Did we do this? Yes, we did this. Microsoft. 220, 250. Currently the price is at 243. We still have 17 days left to go. Our delta is negative. If we look at Microsoft, actually it's been a long time since I looked at a chart of Microsoft. This is DMI that most of you are not interested in. Okay. See this is a range. So at this point in time, anything can happen. It can either come down or it can blast off to the upside, or it can just remain in this range for Lord knows how long, which would be the best possible thing that could happen to us. We don't really care. If it remains in a range, that's better for us. Right now, it's between 220 and 250. This is down to 47, so we could move this up to 225. So we will keep it at the 26th. We will move this up to 225, collect 24 cents, but our deltas will go up now. Right now it's minus 34, sorry, minus something. And now it is more or less neutral. And let me check if there are any questions. Masood is here too. What's up, man? Where was I?
Iman,
Yeah, go ahead.
excuse me, Imancho. Could we have a look on the risk graph of this Microsoft trade? Is that possible?
Sure.
Is
This is what it looks like.
mhm,
The whole thing looks like it is under the tent,
mhm.
but this does not look at all our previous roles where
Yep.
we probably made some money.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. So this was 2180 call calendar in the Russell. The Russell is at 2304. And earlier today, everything was down. Today and now everything is up. But Russell actually is moving up even more than NASDAQ and the ES. I have no idea why, but we will roll this forward. As I said, it is very strange that the phone always rings. So we can actually move this from 2180 to say 2200. Then we will pay for it. Then we are getting a credit of 640, and that's fine. So we will collect 640. We still have quite a few days left. 37 more days left here. But we should do something about our deltas. So 2180, right now it is at 2304, which is probably the highest high ever. Yep, 2310 was the highest high ever. Then it came down a little bit to 2304. So we will add another call calendar at 2310. We could go 10 days out, but I'm going to go 17 days out. And we have 19th Feb and 19th March. So we are going to 26th Feb, and we can actually go to 26th March or 31st March as well, but we'll just stick to 19th. See, this is going to cost us $27.15. Our delta is minus 13. When we do this, our delta, oh, look, now it is at 27.30. We'll leave it there for a while. And then we have the spiders. We have the 370, 390. Today it touched 390. We only have 1 day left here. So we will roll this forward. And just going 2 days out, we are collecting a credit of 86 cents. And as soon as we do this, our deltas will barely change. Still the same. Now, you can see that the SPY is up by only like plus 0.04. Could it be that the upward move seems to be sort of slowing down a little bit? And if that is the case, maybe it's time for this thing to come down a little bit. In which case, having a negative delta is perfectly fine. Now, if we were to add one more minus one here, no, we have 2 and 3, okay. But we only have 3 days left here. So we will roll this forward. and we are getting 10 cents. So we will go to 19th February. Here also 19th Feb. And hopefully it'll get filled. And we are done with the first account. There was something that we were going to look at. 400, 425. This is the spider. So yeah, Zoom. Should we add something else at say 450? The way Zoom is moving around, it could probably reach like 600. Personally, if you are following just the rules, then you shouldn't even be thinking as to whether you should add something or not. You should just go ahead and add it. In this case, 19th Feb. And 18th June. So we are spending $5 grand on this. Our delta is minus 11. Once we add this one, our delta will be more or less close to 0. And that takes care of this account. We'll come back once we get filled over there in Zoom. So we have a long, very long-term double diagonal that we haven't touched since the day we put it on. And our open PL is $2,205. This is the second long-term double diagonal where we are up by $4,335. Our delta is cool, our gamma is cool, our theta is better than cool, and our vega is great. And we have nothing to do, so we go here. In the Qs, we had a futures spread, which is another way of playing calendars. We are shorting some month and we are buying some other month. And I don't even remember which month is what. Okay, we are selling the March and we are buying the May. It's a good thing that they are saying it now. In the old days, they literally just had this H or K, and you need to know what H meant and what K meant. H is March. So because these are futures, we have no delta, no gamma, no theta, no vega. This is a pure trade. Apple, yeah, what is wrong with Apple? Apple has just been sitting at that one place now for, I don't know, days. See, literally 135 to 137. In other words, Apple is forming a zone here. See, this is the first zone based on this high, and it is literally waffling around here, which is nice. This is what we want, especially if you are a calendar or I should say income trader. If you are a directional trader, then what you really want is something like this. or even better, something like this. See, Shopify is going through the roof, presumably because people can't go to malls anymore, or maybe something else. I do not know. But we have 3 huge malls within a 10-mile radius, and the parking lot in the malls are being used by dads to teach their teenage daughters how to drive. So in this case, we are at 135. We don't have to do anything except roll this forward. And look, we bought this thing for $6.60. We sold this for $11. This is now down to 2.3. That means we have made $8.7 already, which means we are already in a state of profit, right? We really don't have to do anything. The best thing to do right now is to get out of this and put on a new trade. But guess what? Our new trade will literally be at the 135 strike. So there's no point in getting rid of this. We will just roll this forward and see how much we can make. Another dollar. What if we go to 26th? Nah, let's just go to the 19th. And hopefully we'll get filled. It's Apple, so shouldn't be a problem. Adobe is doing weird things again. We have something at 490, and we have a call calendar here. For some strange reason, this guy is not doing so well, the long call, and neither is the short call. And if we roll this forward, then essentially this trade will be over. But unless Adobe really comes back down hard, which it might, I do not know. So here it is very possible that Adobe could come within this and then come back down. But will it do it in the next 10 days? I do not know. On the other hand, also remember the number 500, which ends in 2 zeros, might actually act as a significant level of resistance. So we can do many things here. But given that this particular trade is about to get over anyway, the best thing to do is to just place a separate trade at 500. So I'm buying the 19th 500, and then we can go all the way to June. So what I just did is a completely new trade, more or less. However, it still helped us increase our deltas a little bit. And if I roll this forward, then essentially we are done with that trade. And we might as well as do that too. And then we have CRM. We got assigned 400 shares. Obviously, that is why it's going down today, which is fine. But against that, we sold 250 calls, but we sold something 129 days out, because we are essentially going to use this 400 shares as, a good start to our stock portfolio. And we don't want to get assigned. We don't want this taken away from us, which is why I went way out 129 days. So 1500 times 4, which is another 6 grand, is what we will make here if CRM remains below 250 over the next 129 days, which I highly doubt, by the way. But we'll see what happens. Facebook dropped like a rock yesterday or the day before or one of these days for whatever reason. It was on this day that we did what we did, then it went up, probably come down again. But as you can see, this is just more or less just sitting there, right? Each bar is within the previous bar, and this is what is normally referred to as consolidation. Today it is moving up. Could it come to this level here? It could. Or maybe it won't. We don't really know. We don't care. We have 493 days left. This $1.71 is down to 63, and we still have 10 more days, so nothing to do here. NVIDIA has finally moved. Remember, it was at 530 for like almost a month. Now it is all the way to 573. So we will roll the 550 call forward and collect $3.27. Ooh, what did we do? So 500 and 500. If we roll, this will go away. So no problems. We will let it go away. That part of the trade is over. If we roll this, it will go away. And we'll wait it out until they are all getting, once they are all filled, we'll see. NVIDIA, here is the Russell. We have the 2000 call calendar and another one at 2200. And it is another 105 points beyond our first calendar. Sorry, the second calendar. It is 305 points beyond the first calendar. So at this point in time, we are literally going to add something at 2300. Nine days out and 37 days out. So if we go to 2000, 2200, that is 200 point wide. Should we go to 2400? Then we will be exactly 200 points more wide. Let me show you what I mean.
Why do we keep the 2000?
We keep it, well, I keep it, because as soon as we take it off, Russell will drop like a rock. But if we keep it, Russell will keep on moving up. So since our goal is to confuse Russell, we will keep it and we will add something at 2300 as well. So it won't know what to do, whether to go up or whether to go down. And so it'll remain right in the middle. But we don't have to, right? We can say, okay, we can just add something at, let me show you. We can add something at 2400. So 19th Feb and 19th March. And if we do this, our delta right now is minus 41. This is the Russell, so it'll take some time to get filled. And once this is filled, we will see what our delta is and what our graph looks like. What I'm looking at is this. See this? When things like this happen, usually the opposite is about to happen. See, when things like this happen, the opposite happens. And when things like this are now happening, it is conceivable that the opposite will happen. Again, I could be wrong, but the minute we decide that we should have our deltas positive, like significantly positive, that is when the market will turn around and laugh at you and then slowly wring your neck. But again, if you have a plan of what to do and when to do it, then all you should do is follow the plan. In this particular case, we are doing different things. But as far as calendars go, even if I try to, it is very difficult for me to do different things because essentially, well, it's a calendar, I've been doing them for so long that even unconsciously, I will do the same damn thing that I would normally do and not something different. Look, NVIDIA does not want us to get in. Did that make sense? My answer regarding the...
Yes, thank you.
Okay. But again, depending on the funds that you have, you can say, hey, you know what? 3 triple calendars in the rut is a little bit too much. So I'm just going to stick with the double. So every time you add a third one above, you take the first one down, the first one that was below you out. And if you add the fourth one, you take the second one off. If you take the fifth one, add the fifth one, you take the third one off, and you just keep on doing it. And make sure that the price is between your 2 short strikes. And Shopify is going through the roof again. See? So we are getting killed in Shopify, but not really by much. We are all in all, we are down $945. Shopify is going through the roof big time. So we can just buy this back. I mean, we can keep on rolling every week as well, but we want our deltas to be a little bit positive. Then we roll this forward. And after these two get filled, you will see that our delta is up quite a bit. But until that happens, we will wait it out. So here we have one calendar, a short-term calendar. These are some of the calendars I normally do, usually in winter when I would rather be inside than outside. These are my short-term calendars that somebody was talking about yesterday or last Tuesday. But since last Tuesday, look what has happened. The SPX has gone up quite a bit. This is at 3850, and we might as well as add something at 3950, or we'll just wait it out. But these were our parts of our previous calendar, which we started a long time ago. We got out of the shorts completely, and we left these 2 longs here. Look at this long, which is now literally $2,017 in the money. And we still have 37 more days. So in this particular thing, our delta is significantly positive. We could take one of these off, like 141 to 249 and 120 to 206. If we take one of them off, our deltas will go down by either 75 or 80. Or we can just leave them there and say, hey, the damn thing is moving up. Why bother? It is only when you forget about this completely that SPX will drop like a rock. So right now, SPX is moving up. Our delta is positive. We will leave it there. Now this was our, what the hell was, oh, this was our butterflies at 820 and a butterfly at 850. And essentially we put them on and we haven't done anything at all. I believe we spent what, 15 cents on each, maybe 25 cents or something like that. But bottom line, even if we look at the buying power effect, it is 540. And as I said, if we make $54, we just made 10% without doing anything. Wow, and we are done. Any questions? There is a question. Masood is saying, can I ask why you are rolling Apple since you are in profit? Well, I'm rolling it because there are 3 days left to expiration. Remember, if I don't roll and I have short calls, then the stock will be assigned. And suddenly I will have minus 200 shares of Apple here. And that will impact my overall net liquidity as well. 200 times 136. That's a lot of money. And of course, I mean, in a paper money account, it doesn't really matter, but you definitely don't want to get assigned in your real accounts. I know it happened to me once. I got assigned 3,000 shares of IBM. It was probably one of the most painful days in my life, in my trading life, I should say. And the most physically painful days in my life was when I got hit by a golf ball. So, any questions? Oh, there is a question. So, am I in profit in Apple? Yes, I am in profit in Apple. Remember all those rolls that we made money, the upward movement, the calls made money, the downward movement or the upward movements, the long call made money and the short puts made money. It may not reflect here. Our year-to-date PL is $1,862 in Apple. SPX is the highest. Followed by Adobe. In fact, if people look at our Adobe trade here, they would say, man, you are in, remember before we got out of all this, our Adobe was literally showing minus 3,000. NVIDIA is showing minus 7K right now. Where are we with NVIDIA? We are up by $2,408 year to date. And the trade ain't over yet. In fact, how many days do we have in NVIDIA? Only 10 more days left. Actually, this is a perfect time to add something else in NVIDIA. It's at 472. So I would literally go, say, 24 days out, go to 570. So we are selling the 5th March, and we can buy the 18th June. We can do the same thing in, well, Apple is at 135. We still have 38 days left to go, so we'll leave it be. In Adobe, we actually added another one anyway, 500 call, 129 days. In CRM, well, this is infinite. We can keep CRM forever. Then we have Facebook. We have the 290 calendar, and this is for the next 493 days, which, you know, as an option traders, it's as close to forever as you can possibly get, like literally. Well, either which way, it doesn't matter. You can take the profits, but then what will you do after you take the profits? You will put on a new trade, right? In this case, I am rolling it forward. So I'm taking profits on the short call or the short side and rolling it forward and continuing to have the trade. So one side is always winning, right? If it moves up, the long call wins and the short call loses. If it moves down, the short call wins and the long call loses. And every time we roll, we make money anyway. Which is yet another reason why I tell people that you really need 2, 3, maybe 4 underlyings, and you can easily trade $1 million portfolio, $1 million account with 3 or 4 underlyings. I mean, there was a time, as most of you know, I was trading only IBM. Once I moved away from IBM, I still don't trade. I have Russell, I have SPX, I have, excuse me, I trade Netflix a lot, and Adobe. Google and Amazon I tried. Amazon I'll do once in a while, but Google somehow I don't get filled in Google at all. I don't know why. Or it takes a long time to get filled in Google sometimes. So I said, okay, fine. I will move on to something else. So what else? Oh, did we finish everything here? Yes, we did. Now remember, a lot of people prefer to trade iron condors, remember? And that is what they do too. They are trade, like for example, let's say you are looking at SPX or the Russell or Amazon. A lot of people do iron condors in Amazon as well. So you wait for price to go up 4, 5, 6, 7 days, then you sell a call spread. Or you just wait until you see a red bar and then you sell a call spread. Then you wait for prices to keep on going down to some level of support. And when it bounces off support, that's when you sell a put spread. And you just keep on doing. Now, see, this is a zone. It is chopping around. When prices came down here, sell a put spread. When prices moved up, sell a call spread. And you just keep on doing that. I do the opposite in the sense that when prices have moved up a lot, here the IV is significantly down. So now I will sell or buy an at the money calendar. And as it goes down, I'm adding more calendars. And then as it goes up, all my 3 calendars are making me money simultaneously, because I'm also rolling them forward. Because this is SPX, I'm literally rolling them forward every 2 days. And once it goes out of this range, then I will go further ahead and add a call calendar here. Once it goes above this, I will add a call calendar here. Once it goes above this, I will add a call calendar somewhere over here, while I keep on rolling these calendars, the short forward. And you just keep on doing it. This is like driving, you know. You hold on to the steering wheel, you push down on the accelerator, and then you enjoy the ride. And every now and then you stop and fill up with gas. That's called adding a new calendar. Did that make sense? I did, Masood. I did, and I think I did reply as well. But if not, I will. Would Nathan is saying, would you recommend staying away from the rut for the short term because it is behaving differently than it has in the past? Not really. See, the fact that you literally know that it is behaving so differently than it has in the past means that you know rut very well. And when you know something very well, you should keep on trading it. But now, and this is when I also had this epiphany 20, 25 years ago, when I said, I'm not going to have at the money calendars or at the money anything for that matter. Directional, everything directional. So if it is moving real fast to the upside, I will place a trade, usually a calendar, such that my deltas are positive. So if the rut is at 2000, I will add a trade at 2025. If it is at 2300, maybe I'll add a calendar at 2325. And then instead of moving up, if it moves down, then I'll add something else at 2275. Did that make sense? And that's how I do it for everything, whether it is Russell or whether it is McDonald's or Netflix or Nvidia or whatever. I know a lot of people who like to trade these. They are beginner traders. Some of them are my students, so they are like, well, I'm not sure I want to trade SPX, which is a $3,000 thing. They are a little bit afraid. So they go with spiders. Some of them don't even like spiders because it's like $390. So they prefer to go with something like XLF. JM is asking, can you successfully trade calendars in a small account? Of course you can, yeah. In fact, calendars work much better in a small account than iron condors, because in iron condors, if you get killed, your small account will get significantly smaller, like overnight. That will never happen in a calendar. Okay, he doesn't want to give us $1.80 anymore. Back to $1.65. This is NVIDIA. Something is happening in NVIDIA. I don't know what. Earnings coming out? 224. Oh, that's a long way away. 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away. But essentially, did that answer your question? JMW. Jimwe. In fact, there was like for example, FB. If you don't like spiders, trade something like say Facebook. We know it's well, I don't know whether it's a good company or not, but we do know it's making enough money. We know Facebook is not really going to move like Tesla. But if you were to say trade XLF, which is a $31 ETF, but here also, if you are directional, so the high is at 31.62. Right now, is it at 31.33? So if we were to go to say 31.50, like right over here, and buy a calendar. Now see, this is, we are 24 days out, and we can go to 16. That way we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 total rolls. So if we go to 16th April, interesting. I guess we'll just go to 31 then. In that case, we might as well as go all the way to 21st May. So we are spending $820 here. And because we are at 31, our deltas will be slightly negative. Slightly is in extremely slightly negative. Minus 27 for 10 calendars, which is minus 2. And now all you have to do is look at the chart. Our delta is slightly negative, so if it comes down, we are cool. If it goes up, we need to do something. And if it goes up, we just add another calendar at, say, 32. Or we can do, see, this doesn't move much at all. So just leaving it at 31 should work very well. And we have ample rolls. So remember, $1.70, $1.83 minus $1 is 83 cents is what we paid for it. As long as we recover 83 cents in our rolls, we won't lose any money. After that, whatever money we make in the rolls is our profit. Which is why the big boys, they won't even go 101 days out. Some of them, or actually most of them, will go out like 5, 6, 700 days out. Because in here, see, you can literally go all the way to 710. And XLF is the financials, right? It's the financials. How can it ever lose money? And even if it does, why should we care? If this thing drops like a rock, our delta is negative anyway. We'll make money. But do you see something very interesting here? We have 10 contracts, 24 days to expiration. Our theta is just +7. It's almost like the big boys in the back are purposely trying to not even give us decent theta. That's what it feels. On the other hand, we are 24 days out. If this was only 4 days out, then yeah, your delta might have been 25, 30, 40, 50 maybe. So it doesn't really matter. The real issue here, as I said before, is this. Remember, the gamma is what is going to kill you. That is why a lot of people prefer and And then it will tell us that if you weight against the SPX, our gamma is literally negligible. But it does exist. And since gamma is the delta of the delta, for whatever reason, if XLF were to move up by, say, 25 cents tomorrow, our deltas will be like minus 15. And vice versa. If it moves down by about, say, 30 cents, our deltas will go up significantly. But the point is that if you know that this is going to happen, then you can, you play baseball even though you know that you can get hit in the face with a ball and get in some serious deep shit. But people still play baseball. Well, yeah, you're right. Actually, short term is risky period. And there was a reason that the big boys decided that we should have weekly options. But they did not spin it as be careful. We are doing this to create more risk for you. They said it in a different way. They said that we are giving you more opportunities to trade. And the majority of the people were like, oh, this is so much fun. And they started trading. Suddenly, since in 2008, when the weeklies came out till now, in the last 12 years, the amount of volume in options has increased by more than like 300%, probably closer to like 1,000-fold almost. Because now even little boy, like remember what happened with GameStop the other day? Now even the little boys are like, oh yeah, we can buy a $5 stock and get it all the way up to 330. In fact, I was like, I think we should do something like that, and I did. Oh, wrong account. GameStop, where was GameStop? So I went in with 2 contracts. I was in the trade for about a couple of hours. I made 318 bucks and I bailed out. But besides that, if you look at my live accounts, you'll say I trade NDX and the Qs, I trade Tesla. This is the first time that I got into this thing called Zillow, which is a company for realtors or something. But otherwise, it is Netflix, Roku. These are all little, I'm just trying things. But otherwise, the standard Shopify is one. Amazon, Russell, SPX. And as usual, I said, I'll try GLD one more time. Let's see what happens. Guess what happened? I lost. And that is fine too. But I'm done with GLD. This is it. Like completely, totally done with GLD. And a lot of calendar traders, they get confused. They're like, look at GLD. The IV is so low compared to everything else. Like this is GLD, but if you look at Adobe, the IV is in the mid 20s. GLD was in the mid 10s. Even McDonald's is in like low 20s. Tesla obviously is up there in the 80s, 50s, 60s, 80s. But look at XLF in the 20s. Look at XLI 20, 19, 20, 20, 21. XLK probably less than that, 18, 20. Wow, this is 12, 11, 17, 12. Real estate 14, 19, 20. XLV, healthcare, and XLY, consumer discretionary. Now this is at 172. So between doing a calendar in XLF and XLY, I would have chosen XLY. But you know, Excel, hold on. Let us move this guy to zoom. XLF. Look, we are up by $5. And remember, we spent $810. So if we make $81, essentially we are done. Makes sense? Let me see, is Rich here? Tony's here. Tony, what's happening in the markets?
Hey, hello, Himanshu.
What's up?
Not too much. Nice, calm day today.
Too calm.
Well, I think the S&P is up for like 6, 7 days in a row.
No, that is true, yes.
So,
Well, actually, everything has been up for 6, 7 days in a row.
yeah, Russell's even more.
The Russell is just going through the roof. Look at this. It's like somebody is, using a catapult.
I know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 days.
I think that your Russell calendar made quite a bit. I didn't get in on that.
Oh, you didn't get it in the Russell calendar?
Oh, should have.
Of course.
Man, that's a good trade.
And it ain't over yet. We still have 37 more days to go, at least 31 more days to go.
Oh, I know. Huh? Oh, it's a triple calendar, huh?
Yep. Well, it's moving so fast that this is the only thing that will sort of get us completely in the tent.
Like, is that lower calendar though?
The lowest calendar is 2000 right here. The middle one is at 2200. And we just added the third one at 2400.
Would there be any benefit if, like, let's say you take the lowest calendar and you roll it out farther out, the short leg? You think that'd be any beneficial to any more profit out of that one, or
So
it
this
may not come
2000,
down that it's so far up?
well, if we were to roll this forward, then
You
it
know,
would look like
staggered
this.
roll them. You know,
Well, then it would look like this. We would collect a credit and it would have only 2 tops instead of 3.
oh really? Huh.
If we roll the other one as well, then we'll have only 1 top. And if Russell keeps on going up, we will make a serious killing. And look how much we are collecting in credit, $10.85 just to roll it forward from 19th February to 26th. But most of the times what I would do is just get out of the 2001 completely. And now it will look like this. Our deltas will be cool, our gamma is nice, theta is good, vega is good. What time is it, by the way? Oh, wow, it is 3 o'clock already. No more questions? Okay, that is good. Well, even Shopify is doing rather well. We are up by 34 grand.
Is there an earnings report on Shopify coming up?
I believe so. Earnings on 2/17. So 8 days from today. And essentially all we are doing is that, oh, look, Shopify is moving up. Let's make sure our deltas are positive. That's it. We don't have to do anything else. If it is dropping like a rock, we say, oh, let's make sure our deltas are negative. And if we are not sure, we try to keep our deltas like this, like 0. Like look at XLF. Our delta is more or less 0. Gamma is 0. Theta is good. Vega is good. Look at this guy is still up by 0.04 cents. Does this thing not? I thought it had like mind-boggling amount of volume. Yeah, 22 million shares are being traded every day on average. But it ain't moving at all. Maybe everybody's waiting for something to happen. But we spent 80 bucks. We are up by 10 in a PM account. In reality, we spent 730 bucks. And our target is to make 73 bucks over the next 101 days. And we just made 1 cent here. See, 91 is down to 90. And that is all you have to do. You just keep on doing this over and over and over again until you get so bored that the only way that you can do it is unconsciously. Because when you do things unconsciously, you are not bored at all. You are doing other things. This is just happening on the side. So, any other questions? Any other underlyings that you want me to look at? Any other can you determine what a fair price of a calendar should be? No, you can never determine that at all, because it all depends on where your short calls or where your shorts are and where your longs are. If your longs are 700 days out, then it'll be a bloody expensive calendar, trust me. On the other hand, a lot of people literally will trade a calendar where, like, in fact, we have one here, no? Hold on. Yeah, like this. See, our long was 7 plus 7, 14 days out, and our short was 14 days out, and our long was 16 days out. And we should do something about it, actually, because we are down 60 plus 150 bucks on that trade. Now, given what is happening today, I would actually be inclined to take at least one of these two off. because I have a feeling that the market has sort of is getting a little tired, which means it could then sort of slide down the hill. And if that is the case, I would prefer to take some. So we have made 10K here and 8K here. So we will take the 10K one off, thus making sure that we $10,000 is $10,000. It's like 2 months of a mortgage payment. So, okay, what else? Yeah, I don't know why Tesla is going down today. Nvidia is going down, Amazon is going down, but everything else is going up. Look at Nvidia. It's at 573. But this one is still not getting filled. No problems. All right, so it is 3:10 p.m. In the remaining 45-50 minutes, the markets will close. So it is time to check the real accounts to ensure that if some shit happens in the middle of the night, we won't get killed tomorrow morning. So I need to go and do that. And you all need to go and do that too. And until then, you guys are very welcome. Mark, you were supposed to send me an email about when to meet. So do that whenever you have a chance. All right. Later, guys. Have fun. And do not go snow sledding when you are drunk. I'm saying nothing to do with driving because obviously nobody's going out driving. I know I'm not. I don't think I can even reach the road. Okay. Later, guys. Have fun. Oops.